Wife says the YouTube is up. You know, some people tune into YouTube so that they can watch it on their big screen and has better sound system. And some people just watch it on the Facebook. Our Facebook signal is not as good and clear as our YouTube signal, and that ain't my fault or her fault. That's just the way it is. Now, I have a question for my wife.
Yeah, what is that?
My wife, she may have turned the heat on up here
No,
already.
I didn't
Did you
turn it
turn the
on.
heat on?
Not the heat. I've turned. No, we
Good.
need to put the AC on.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm
As
on
soon
it.
as I got started, I said, "What's up with that?" See, our temperature has been a roller coaster. We had light frost here Sunday morning, Sunday morning, and it was 37 here this morning, and then it's up to 80 or 75 or 80. Anyway, it's up and down, and we try to keep it constant here in the studio for the equipment and everything else, but that's easier said than done too. And as soon as I start singing and moving around up here, I get hot. How we doing, everybody, Mom?
Looks like it's okay.
Good, 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 good.
We've only got 4 people watching on YouTube.
We got 4 people watching on YouTube, and if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. And there's a way that you can comment and all of that, but it's a little got to make a few clicks or do some kind of something like that. But my wife knows more about all that than I do. Welcome once again, everyone. I've been jonesing to do an old Jimmy Buffett song, and I've done it over and over in the last few weeks. We lost Jimmy Buffett on September the 1st, so I'm going to sing it again. This time of year, it's a lot more pleasant along the coast, and the high season is June, July, and August. It's the same thing in Ireland. The high season is June, July, and August. And that's the reason we're going to Ireland tomorrow. We're going in September or October, April or May. Same thing in Charleston and along the Carolina and the Georgia coast. If you wait until after June, July, and August, you can have a lot fewer people, and it's what we say when the coast is clear. And didn't Jimmy Buffett write that song with Mac McAnally? They're closing down the hangout. Air is turning cool. They're shutting off the super slide. Kids are back in school. The tourist traps are empty. Vacancy abounds. Almost like it used to be before the circus came to town. That's when it always happens, same time every year. I come down to talk to me when the coast is clear. Hello, Mr. Weatherby. It's been a long, long time. We hardly get to have these chats. That in itself's a crime. So tell me all your troubles. I'll surely tell you mine. We'll laugh and smoke and cuss and joke and have a glass of wine. Where it always happens, same time every year. I come down to talk to me when the coast is clear. Hello, Mr. Johnson. It's been a long, long time. We hardly get to have these chats. That in itself's a crime. So tell me all your troubles, I'll surely tell you mine. We'll laugh and smoke and cuss and joke and have a glass of wine. That's when it always happens, same time every year. I come down to talk to me when the coast is clear. Mac McAnally also wrote that song along with Jimmy Buffett. Of course, Jimmy Buffett had the big recording on it a ways back, a ways back. How we doing over there, Mom?
Seems to be fine.
Everything okay?
Everything's okay.
Good, good, good. Cheers, friends, cheers. Here's to you, here's to me. Please remember us in your prayers. We will be flying, myself and a whole crew of people, tomorrow. Our group air goes out of Charlotte and goes over to Dublin tomorrow afternoon. And we'll actually land in Dublin at 5 something in the morning. But the hotel room will be waiting, and breakfast will be at the hotel waiting for us in a little small town called Athlone. Athlone, look that up. It's right in this, kind of in the central, not halfway, but centrally between Dublin and Galway. And so it's a beautiful little town, a little off the beaten path. And we like staying in the small towns and visiting the snugs. In Ireland, a snug is a little nook in a pub or something where you go in and you have your own little intimate corner. And we like to visit the small towns and snugs. That's the name of the tour, actually. Once again, guys, glad to have you with us. Welcome, YouTube, and welcome, Facebook. Delighted to have you with us. All the way from Elgin, Kershaw County, South Carolina. And we thank you for tuning in. All we ask is that you share and let your friends know about it in case they would like to tune in. We are leaving for Ireland tomorrow, and you can't go. It's too late. There are 33 of us, and it's going to be a blast. I'll tell you more about it perhaps during this broadcast here tonight. But we are going in June next year if you want to go. We already have about 8 or 10 people signed on for next June 18 through 27, something like that. We go every so often in June because X number of people are teachers or have school students or someone, and they can't go during the school year. And so we're changing things around, and you're invited to go with us if you want to. June is the next one. After that, who is that?
It's me.
A baby girl is here. What are you doing in our world? Huh?
I'm just hanging out.
She just brought me wine.
I brought Mom wine in a mason jar. If
Oh, do Lord.
that's
do
Elsa
Lord.
right there.
Do Lord. Well, you know, Jesus didn't turn the water into Guinness, you know.
Just wanna let you know
Anyway, yes.
that Jerry Kane is on
Who?
from Ireland. Jerry.
Yes, Jerry from Northern Ireland,
from
yes.
Ireland.
Jerry Kane is a country and western singer from Northern Ireland. Thank you for tuning in. Should we do a country song? Oh, let's do a country song since Jerry's tuned in. She loves the old-time country music just like we do, I do, and she goes over to Nashville from Ireland, Northern Ireland, every so often. And I think I saw a photo this week of her at Opryland, or the Opryland Hotel, or whatever it was. Anyway, I'm hoping one of these times we're going to be able to shake and howdy there in Ireland. We're not going to the north this time, but Jerry, we are going to Athlone and Galway and Donegal, which is the northwest. The closest we'll be to you will be Ballybuffet. That's not really very close because that's out west. And we're in the town of Trim in County Meath. That's down south of you. But one of these times we'll be back in the north, and hopefully we can say hello. Let's do a little country song for Jerry Kane. Just a little loving, go a long way. You make me happy for the rest of my days. Put your arm around me and I'll be your slave. Just a little loving, go a long way. Ever since time began, love has ruled the world. Even Adam set the pace, started it a whirl. Then I met you, and now I see you're the one for me. Come on back, and you will plainly see. Just a little loving will go a long way. You will make me happy for the rest of my days. Put your arms around me and I'll be your slave. Just a little loving go a long way. I don't believe you really know how much I love you. If you did, you'd come on back, make my dreams come true. Your eyes, your lips, your loving kisses seem to linger yet. I'll forgive, but please don't you forget. Just a little loving will go a long way. You will make me happy for the rest of my days. Put your arms around me and I'll be your slave. Just a little loving will go a long way. Just a little loving go a long way. Eddie Arnold, old Cecil Browning, loved that song. We used to sing Eddie Arnold songs. I am told that Eddie Arnold wrote that one, and it sounds a little bit like he may have written that one because it's a great song, but the lyrics are frivolous. Moon, June, yada yada. Anyway, songwriters are so, we're so critical of somebody else's song, but he had just had a song with the same. Anytime you're feeling lonely, anytime you're feeling blue, anytime you feel downhearted, and so they're similar. But of course, in those days, if you wrote a song and you get Eddie Arnold to record it, he would say, "Well, let me buy it from you." And so literally, you could sell a song to a big artist, and he would have writer's ownership of it and put his name on it, and your name would never be associated with it. But that the law changed, and you can't do that now legally. You can sneak around, but you can't do it legally. Eddie Arnold at that time and other artists wrote did songs that they said they wrote, but they didn't write them. Willie Nelson went to Ray Price and offered to sell him "Hello Walls" for $100 or something. Said, if you just give me, of course, $100 was more money than it is now, but if you just give me $100 or whatever it was, I'll let you have that song. And so he said, I ain't going to take your money. He said, I'm not going to take your song, and I ain't going to give you the money. He said, I'm going to record your song. And he went down to the publishing company and made the publishing company give him an advance because he's fixing to record the song. And Willie Nelson kept ownership of it. And then Willie said, I thank you so much for being so kind and generous to me. If you don't mind, I'll raise you a calf down in Texas, and you can get it butchered, and you can have yourself something to eat, and as a thank you for recording my song. Well, then Willie went back to Texas and forgot all about it. And so when I was in Nashville, 20 years later, Ray Price had an office on Division right there near Music Row. And he said to the news media in Nashville, Willie said he's going to raise me a calf, and he never did. He's that kind of a fella. He was just joking. He said he's that kind of a fellow. I helped him out back then. He never did raise me that calf. He never did. And so Willie had a 4,000-pound Brahma bull delivered to his to his office, and they tied it to the front door and left. And called the newspaper and the TV stations, and they all went down there. Anyway, that was Music Row. That was Music Row. Oh, should we do that Music Row song? I know, I did it last week, I think. From the corners of the country, cities and the farms, years and years of living tucked up underneath their arm. They walked away from everything to see a dream come true. So God bless the boys who make the noise on 16th Avenue. With $1 million spirit and an old flat-top guitar, they drive to town with all they own in a $100 car. One time someone told them of a friend they knew, who owns, a studio on 16th Avenue. Now all I got to do is remember the rest of the song. Well, they look so uneventful, so quiet and discreet, but a lot of lives were changed down on that little one-way street. 'Cause they walked away from everything to see a dream come true. So God bless the boys who make the noise on 16th Avenue. Then one night in an empty room where no curtains ever hung, like a miracle, some golden words rolled off of someone's tongue. And after years of being nothing, they're all looking right at you. And for a while you go in style on 16th Avenue. They look so uneventful, so quiet and discreet, but a lot of lives were changed down on that little one-way street. 'Cause they walked away from everything to see a dream come true. So God bless the boys who make the noise on 16th Avenue. God bless the boys who make the noise on 16th Avenue. What a great song. Tom Schuyler wrote that, done by Lacey J. Dalton. Lacey J. Dalton. Good songwriter, too, herself. What was her big song that she wrote? So, of course, she had a bunch of other big hits. But she wrote one called Adios and Run. Look up that one. Adios and Run. That's the one that she wrote. Hey, guys, I have a couple of songs I want to do for you, written by my friend David Moulton. That's him right there. My friend David Moulton is about 87 or something years old now. 85, 87. He's up there in years. And he has been writing all these songs all these years, and he really wanted to have like an anthology, like a whole group of all of his songs put in one place. He's also a published author. He now lives in Easley, South Carolina, but we knew each other in Charleston. So for about 6 months, myself and Patience Clements and Jay Miley and others put to task ourselves to make a double CD, 25 songs of David Moulton. You see, it was supposed to be 12 songs. He gave me 8 songs that we had to fix. Previously recorded at Steve Green's studio with a different set of musicians. And so we had to rehash those tracks and then do 4 more songs. Well, 12 songs became 16. 16 became 20. 20 became 25. And we were headed north of there till I said uncle. But anyway, he's a published author, and so he also has a book with the stories about the songs and all the lyrics. And your mother said, Why don't you do that? That's a good question, and the reason is because it's a whole bunch of work. But this is a hardcover book with got some money inside it, but also a CD inside and the other CD inside. It's a double CD and a hardcover book. And if you want to get a copy, please let me know, and we will get you a copy and get the Do Re Mi to Him. That's the money from Frockstock there. I forgot to take out of the book. That's all right. On one of my albums, the Coast of Carolina CD, I recorded one of David's songs called Traveling Light. And I did this one last week to remember Dave. And we probably will do another event of some kind. Because he's up in years, it'll be probably in the newspaper and on television in upstate and in Charleston, this project and this album. So you may hear about it again otherwise. But I'm promoting it here for my friend David. He wrote a song called Traveling Light. Just came by to tell you I'm leaving. It's been a year, I'll be moving on. When I came to this old town, I was only passing through. You're the reason why I stayed this long. Please don't ask me for reasons. They're as hard to find as ways to say goodbye. I had my words all planned, what I would say to you, but I lost them when you began to cry. Traveling light, carrying a load. Strings that tied me here tug at my heart along the road. All I've got is this old guitar and the change of clothes. Traveling light, carrying a load. Truth is, you've always been good to me, but I can't stay just because we get along. And leaving would be easy if I could only find one thing you've done wrong. Traveling light, carrying a load. Strings that tied me here tug at my heart along the road. All I've got is this old guitar and a change of clothes. Traveling light and carrying a load. All I've got is this old guitar and a change of clothes. Traveling light, carrying a load. Great song, David. Well-crafted song. What was I thinking wearing a frickin' flannel shirt up here? Just anyway. You got on long sleeves, too. You look like you... Yeah, yes. You probably hotter than I am. But I'm working. Cheers, friends, cheers. Here's to you, here's to me. Cheers. Do a little Irish tune. Anybody signed on, Cherry? You know, Lee Campbell always requests this and that.
Yeah, hang on. I've been talking to
Yeah.
Jerry from Ireland.
Oh, yeah, I got you. Tell her I said hi.
Yeah, she just heard you.
Oh, good. Lee Campbell tunes in and requests things all the time. And he just sent me a message this afternoon and said, I'm headed to Charleston. Will you be there this week? Nope. Sorry. You know who else called and said, will you be there 2021? October is Brendan Cooney. Brendan Cooney, my buddy, plays the Irish drum. And he'll be at Tommy Connor's that weekend. But I won't be. When I get back from Ireland on 18, I have a gig in Greenville, South Carolina, on the 20th, which is a Friday. And that is a private thing for the AOH, the Ancient Order of Hibernians. I shall now do an Irish tune. Dublin City. In the old days in Dublin, they brought in the agricultural product on the Liffey River from the countryside in the west. Later, they built two canals, the Royal Canal and the Grand Canal, on the north and on the south, so they could bring in the agricultural product from the countryside north, south, and west to make the Guinness, woo, and to make the Jameson, woo. Back when Jameson was still made in Dublin. This song is what that ferry traffic is all about. It's called The Ferryman. All the little boats are gone from the breast of on a Liffey. Ferrymen are stranded on the quay. Dublin docks are dying. Wave of life is gone. Molly, it was part of you and me. Where the strawberry beds sweep down to the Liffey, kiss away the worries from right around. Love you well today, love you more tomorrow. If you ever love me, Molly, love me now. 'Twas the only job I knew, hard but never lonely. Liffey Ferry made a man of me. Now it's gone without a whisper, forgotten even now, and it's over. Sure it's over, Molly, can't you see? Where the strawberry beds sweep down to the Liffey, kiss away the worries from right around. Love you well today, love you more tomorrow. If you ever love me, Molly, love me now. Now I spin my yarns, spend my days a-talking, and I hear 'em whisper, Charlie's on the door. Molly, we're still living, darling, we're still young. That ferry never owned me, heart and soul. Where the strawberry beds sweep down to the Liffey, kiss away the worries from right around. Love you well today, love you more tomorrow. If you ever love me, Molly, love me now. If you ever love me, Molly, love me now. Well, I know it's quite late over there in Northern Ireland, but let me do a Northern Ireland song, an Antrim Coast song for our friend Jerry Kane, who's tuned in. Jerry, we're going to be doing a show this Thursday at Matt Malloy's in Westport in the west of Ireland with some music friends of ours, Daniel Kraft, my co-writer buddy, and Hank and Hal Futch. We used to do shows together all the time in Charleston, and we used to have a nightclub together in Charleston, actually, a music venue. And we brought in groups like Seldom Seen, and anyway, it was a great venue. We just didn't know how to run a bar, so we had to get out of it. But we will also be doing a show on the 17th in County Meath, our last night in the town of Trim. Either at the Trim Castle Hotel or down the way there at the Bounty Bar in Trim. I'll do a little song from the Antrim Coast. This is a song written by Percy French years and years ago about a unsophisticated young fella who's forced to move away from home. He finds himself in the big city and he's a fish out of water. The name of the song is The Mountains of Mourne, and I know you know that song, but wonderful song. And there's a bar there, and it might be in Newcastle. It might be in Newcastle. Bar there, a restaurant there that bears his name, and some of his lyrics are written. Percy French. Some of his lyrics are written around, stenciled on the walls, and we sometimes do a session there. See if I remember all the verses. Ah, Mary, this London's a beautiful sight, with people here working by day and by night. They don't sow potatoes, nor barley, nor wheat, but there's gangs of 'em digging for gold in the street. At least, when I asked them, that's what I was told. So I just took a hand at this digging for gold. But for all that I found there, I might as well be where the mountains of morn sweep down to the sea. You remember young Peter O'Loughlin, of course. Well, he's over here now at the head of the force. I saw him today as I was crossing the Strand, and he stopped all the traffic with one wave of his hand. And as we stood there talking of days that are gone, seemed the whole population of London looked on. But for all his great powers, he's longing like me to be back where the dark morn sweeps down to the sea. There's beautiful girls here, but never you mind, with beautiful shapes nature never designed, with lovely complexions, all roses and cream. But young Peter remarked, with regards to the same, that if at those roses you venture to sip, then the colors would all come away on your lip. So I wait for the wild rose who's waiting for me where the mountains of morn sweep down to the sea. Ah, Mary, this London is a beautiful sight, with people here working by day and by night. They don't sow potatoes, nor barley, nor wheat, but there's gangs of 'em digging for gold in the street. At least, when I asked them, that's what I was told. So I just took a hand at the digging for gold. But for all that I found there, I might as well be where the mountains of morn sweep down to the sea. Mountains of morn sweep down to the sea. What a great song. Percy French wrote that years and years ago. And a classic. I knew they were going to ask for that dang song. Cherry, you might have to see if it's in the red book. It's behind you there.
What's the real name of it? It's not I Didn't, Did I?
It's I only wrote it. I don't know the name of it. It's I'll Be There For You.
Yeah, I'll be there for you.
My buddy Harry O'Donoghue and his tour are over there right now, and we're going to be missing each other, and that's just a shame in and of itself. But he's written several songs about returning home to Ireland and this and that, and I'd like to do one of his songs. My friend Harry O'Donoghue, he's from Drogheda in the east of Ireland, just north of Dublin, the town of Drogheda in County Louth. And he wrote a song called How's It Going, How's the Form, How's the Crack? We've done that one many times. But there's another one that I'd like to play for you. Uh, haven't played it in years. It's called the Old Bridge Road. Let's see. G minor. I found it by accident. It's called the Old Bridge Road. You know who else is going to be in Ireland? Is Johnny Tanner. He's going to be there when we're in Ballybuffet, I think. We're going to try to have a little session there in Ballybuffet. We'll see if it happens. This says, yes, this says, see the rushing Boyne waters. The Boyne River is where the Battle of the Boyne was, 1690, that started the whole thing between the Catholics and the Protestants. It's been going on for some time. It was in the papers and everything. And some of the schools there are still segregated. It's so amazing. But the Boyne River runs through the east of Ireland and right through Harry's hometown. And so this song mentions the Boyne River and some other things. It's called the Old Bridge Road. I got the chords all wrong on the chart, but I know how it goes. I know how it goes. See the rushing Boyne waters from the old bridge road, filled with dark secrets and stories untold, swirling thoughts like the river running down to the sea, thinking of Roshan, of life and of me. I stop for a rest at the foot of a mound, this most holy place in pagan druid round. The silence grows loud on this bright winter day, broken only by nightfall, where fairy troops play. Walk with me on the old bridge road. Walk with me out on the old bridge road. Roisin, my lovely, you have stolen my heart. The breeze softly whispers your name. Roisin, my lovely, from you I must part, but I swear I'll return once again. I'll come back again and again. I find myself high on the hill above Slane, silently looking at valleys still green. To the east, sky blue ocean lapping up to the shore. To the west, once was Tara, now pasture once more. Oh, walk with me down the old bridge road. Oh, walk with me down the old bridge road. Oh, walk with me down by the old bridge road. Roisin, it mentions, and that's the lovely Ireland, the lovely Ireland.
Lee Campbell's on.
Lee Campbell is on. Good. Maybe I got to do something he requested before. I have the list. Glad to have you with us, guys. Can we do one more Irish song? Last week, Chip was tuned in. Chip Spears. He was the guy who hosted, he and his wife Monique, he hosted the Frog Stock gathering that we had down in St. Helena in Beaufort County. And he requested, of course, the song I always play for him. It's called The Luck of the Irish. This was written by my friend Jay West, and then I added a couple of verses because, as I said, we used to own and operate Irish pub music venues in Charleston. What could go wrong? I never had money. I lose out on love. I've always been waiting for a sign from above. I don't win at lotto. I don't get my wish. I've got the luck of the Irish. I've got the luck of the Irish. Early on Monday, I'm out of the door. I work like an Irishman just to stay poor. Should write my congressman, but I'm not one to bitch. I've got the luck of the Irish. I've got the luck of the Irish. Well, the cops like to stop me. The bank raised my rate. If I bet on a horse, it don't get out the gate. A long time ago, I accepted my fate. I've got the luck of the Irish. I've got the luck of the Irish. I tried saving money, but I didn't get far. I spend like an Irishman down at the bar. I don't eat on Friday, so I drink like a fish. I've got the luck of the Irish. I've got the luck. Did I mention I used to own and operate my own Irish pub? It was on a barrier island called the Isle of Palms. The locals refer to the Isle of Palms as the IOP. I opened my own Irish bar until it went broke. My money for retirement all went up in smoke. Now my wife tells me there is someone she wants to choke. I've got the luck of the Irish. She is not smiling. Luck of the Irish. I lost my ASS on the IOP. Where's my feckin' BAILOUT? Now Homeland Security and the IRS is looking for me. I've got the luck of the Irish. My friends owe me money that I'll never see. My brother's bipolar and moved. My sister's bipolar and moved in with me. Advice is the only thing I get for free. I've got the luck of the Irish. I've got the luck of the Irish. The luck of the Irish. What could go wrong? Oh, I had so much fun writing that. My buddy Jay West, he wrote most of the song, and then I added the verses about the IOP and all that. But we used to play it at when we got together down in Beaufort County, and Chip always requested that one. So for my buddy Chip. Cheers, friends, cheers. Oh, you gotta have fun. Any other requests there, Mom? What was?
No, I don't see.
Where's that one that I was going to do? I'll be there for you. This is one I wrote a ways back now, and we had a request for it. Thanks so much, David Reed, my buddy in Virginia, requested this. What key do I do this in? Let's put it right here. Apparently, I wrote this song in April of 2017. You know, I'm always writing something. I told Cherry I found one today when I was setting up here. I found one I'd written. Hand that to me over there. See it on the very top? Does it say Trucker's Paradise? I found this that I wrote in July, and I didn't remember it at all. You know, I'm getting old. It's called Trucker's Paradise. She worked as a waitress just off the big turnpike at a souped-up all-night diner called the Trucker's Paradise. Pretty as a picture from her head down to her toes. Big blue eyes, long red hair, freckles on her nose. Buzzing on black coffee, I might ask her for a date. What if she says no? So I guess it's best to wait. Scrambled eggs and grits and pancakes piled up high. A large glass of 2% and chocolate pecan pie. Woo! I do believe I'll have myself another cup of your good coffee and a piece of apple pie. I just saw your light on, I was just passing by. I'll have another cup of coffee at the trucker's paradise. See, you got to write that song. And I wrote the whole thing and I forgot all about it. I get by to see her every time I'm passing through. A fella's got to eat somewhere every day or two. My truck stop tan is pale. See, my truck stop tan is pale, and I believe I'm gaining weight, but I'm getting up my nerve. That's what makes me hesitate. I'm getting up my nerve. See, that probably belongs on the floor right there. Let's just leave that. Let's put that one on the floor, right down there with I gave her the ring and she gave me the finger. I wrote that one too. I met her at a church picnic. She poured me some iced tea. See, they all have that same cadence. Lord have mercy. Anyway, I was riding down the road on the interstate, and I travel a lot, and I'm forever saying, "Man, I should have pulled off right there. They're good. They have good fried chicken there. I should have pulled off there, but I didn't, did I? Man, I saw that cheap gas when I was coming down this way. I should have stopped and got some of that cheap gas, but I didn't, did I? I'm forever saying I didn't, did I? So I decided to write a song called I Didn't, Did I? It ended up being a song called I'll Be There For You. This is for my son Josh. He's been looking for a girlfriend for some time now, until recently. I could have left you all alone with them bullies at the beach, but I didn't, did I? Broke down on that country road with your cell phone out of reach, but I didn't, did I? Yeah, you always say I bore you, but I've always been here for you. Now don't you know that's true? I'll be there for you. I could have left you last week cornered by that cowboy at the bar, but I didn't, did I? And when that big old dude tried to shove you in his car, no, I didn't, did I? Something you did needs undoing, now you need rescuing. Well, now don't you know that's true? I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you, no matter what you do. You made fun of me, call me old true blue. Well, yes, I guess that's true. I'll be there for you. Oh, I'll be there for you, no matter what you do. You made a light of me, call me old true blue. Well, yes, I guess that's true. I'll be there for you. I could have left you hanging by a string when you dumped your latest fling, but I didn't, did I? Didn't leave you stranded with that stranger you called your old Lone Ranger. I didn't, did I? Whenever you're in trouble, I'm right there on the double. Now don't you know that's true? I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you, no matter what you do. You made a light of me, call me old true blue. Well, yes, I guess that's true. I'll be there for you. I got to remember to put that in the right key. What you got there? More requests. Thank you, David, for that request. That's one of my favorite songs. I just don't do it very often. Got a request for Don Williams. I'll do a Don Williams song. I've been thinking about Don Williams today. I was thinking I might do one of his songs tonight. This old guitar is, it's been through the mill, and it probably needs to go back in the shop again, but a new set of strings wouldn't hurt it none. But it's what we call a couch guitar. It sits near where you sit, and you pick it up anytime. So I'll do a Don Williams song. This one goes way back and takes me back to when I was a boy, growing up on a dirt farm. We only had one TV station. And I was a grown man almost grown before we even had a TV. First thing we ever saw. Are you to turn that AC down or not?
I did.
I think you need to hit it. Huh?
She's drinking wine.
Ah, it's the Spoonie Uni.
Are you?
Oh, I'm still warm, yeah.
Yeah, it's not cooling down.
You know, I was cold here this morning. I started to get up and get a blanket. I got a blanket over here. That's that couch you
That's
were.
the couch.
It's hidden. It's hidden, but it's there.
47-year-old couch.
Yep.
Your dad don't throw anything away.
Oh, really? Pass me those napkins.
Which is good.
My wife and I have been married 47 years. Too late now. When I was a kid, Uncle Remus would put me to bed with a picture of Stonewall Jackson above my head. Daddy came in to kiss his little man with gin on his breast, a Bible in his hand. He'd talk about honor and things I should know. Then he staggered a little as he went out the door. I can still hear the soft southern winds in the live oak trees. Those Williams boys still mean a lot to me. Hank in Tennessee, I guess we're all gonna be what we're gonna be. What do you do with good old boys like me? Nothing makes a sound in the night like the wind does. But you ain't afraid if you're washed in the blood like I was. Smell of K jasmine through the window screen. John R. and the Wolfman kept me company by the light of the radio by my bed, with Thomas Wolfe whispering in my head. I can still hear the soft southern winds in the live oak trees. Those Williams boys still mean a lot to me. Hank in Tennessee, I guess we're all gonna be what we're gonna be. What do you do with good old boys like me? When I was in school, I ran with the kid up the street. I watched him burn himself up on bourbon and speed. But I was smarter than most, I could choose. Learn to talk like the man on the 6 o'clock news. When I was 17, I hit the road, but it really don't matter how far I go. I can still hear the soft southern winds in the live oak trees. Those Williams boys still mean a lot to me. Hank in Tennessee, I guess we're all gonna be what we're gonna be. What do you do with good old boys like me? What do you do with good old boys like me? Bob McDill wrote that song. Bob McDill. He and Don Williams were co-songwriting partners and in the same publishing company or something like that at the time, and trying to get themselves a songwriting deal. Of course, Bob McDill went on to be one of the monster songwriters in Nashville. But Don Williams was singing the demos, and nobody would record the songs that they wanted, that they had written. And so somebody said, let's just put some strings and such as that on these demos and pitch it to a record label. So they brought in a guy named Charles Cochran, if memory serves. When I played for Richard Lee's wedding down south of Nashville, Charles Cochran had introduced Richard to Shannon, his wife at the time, and he was there, and he was cock of the walk, and he played the piano and this and that and the other, and I played, when he wasn't playing, and so I got a chance to meet him. And he had done the piano and all the string arrangements for all the Don Williams recordings. So he was catch me out in my book, Anyway, but they ended up putting piano and strings and such as that on the Don Williams, Bob McDill demos, and they got a record deal. And boom, the rest is history. What you got there? Y'all smiling and smirking and carrying on over here. Good Lord. Julia Prater is tuned in. Look in the black book and the red book and see if you see a song that begins with Linda.
And Bill Mullins says hey.
Bill?
Yeah.
Bill! Windswept and interesting. My friend Bill Mullen is tuned in. He's in Florida finally. I tuned into you Sunday afternoon, Bill. I couldn't stay too long because I was driving somewhere. I don't know what I was doing. But anyway, glad to have you back in Florida. I don't know when I'll be back in Scotland, Bill, but I keep saying as soon as we get back there. I did talk to the president of the Scottish Society in Charleston about what might be our next tour, and so we may end up doing that and getting with you and maybe let you give us. See, Bill knows where all the Scottish distilleries are. He's an expert on the Scotch whiskey, and knows where all the distilleries are. That would be a good tour. I believe it would. Should we have a toast? That would be a good tour. We'll have to do that sometime. Cheers, cheers, cheers. We did an album a ways back. We have a country night once a month in Charleston, and it's been going on for years. And then we decided to do an album of the country night participants, including people like Vern Gostin and Big Frank Waddell and others who had sung on our sat in on our country nights. And Vern Gostin sang this song all the time. Let's try it right there. Let's try it right here. I am so out of tune. Please bear with us, friends. Talk amongst yourselves. These two across the room over here talking amongst themselves. You know the microphone's going to pick you up. You know that, don't you? That's the reason they're whispering and such. That's close enough for country. This is a song that was written by a guy named Mike Cross. You know, I did the Scotsman last night at that Saturday night at that thing in Charleston.
Yeah.
Mike Cross wrote this one. I take that back. Larry Reynolds wrote this, but Mike Cross covered it. You know, if you grew up in the country, there was all kinds of things you can't do. You can't dance. You can't have a drink. You can't play poker. You can't do this, and you can't do that, and you can't do that. But a bunch of young fellas built themselves a little clubhouse at the end of the cow lane. And you know, they could go in there and shut the door and do things they ain't supposed to do. One day they had a surprise visitor. Thank you, Julia. I hope your house concert with Jim LeBlanc goes well. I'm sorry I'm going to be out of town. It's aces and jokers and jacks with one eye. Annie's a nickel and aces are high. Playing poker by the light of a candle. If our parents found out, there'd be a scandal. Then the tent flap flew open, and to our surprise stood a vision of loveliness before our eyes. Paint on her toenails and dime store perfume. Stand back, boys, give Linda room. It's Linda, the sweetheart of our junior high, with her hair up in curlers and fuzz on her thighs, saying, "Good evening, boys, I was just passing by. Sweet Linda, won't you come inside?" Now being a covey of red-blooded beaux, we soon talked old Linda into playing for clothes. The evening flew by in a blur. The only one left with clothes on was her. She said, "Looky here, fellas, you know I'm your friend, and I won't send you home with your buns in the wind. So to show you that I ain't a creep, I'm gonna sell you your clothes back real cheap. It's a nickel for a sock and a dime for a shoe. Your shirt is $1, but your blue jeans are $2. Pay me tomorrow morning before the school bell sounds, if you don't want the word spread around." Linda, the sweetheart of our junior high, with her hair up in curlers and fuzz on her thighs, saying, "Good evening, boys, I was just passing by. Sweet Linda, won't you come inside?" Now Linda's in Reno. Blackjack's her game. She deals for the house, but she wins just the same. If you want to find her there, my friend, look for a table of stark naked men. Sweet Linda, the sweetheart of our junior high, with her hair up in curlers and fuzz on her thighs, saying, "Good evening, boys, I was just passing by. Sweet Linda, won't you come inside? Please, ma'am." Oh, cherries! Vernon Jordan tuned in, do you know? You know, he's the one that sang that all the time and taught us that. And I'm trying to think of the name of the group that he was closely associated with up in North Carolina that used to sing that all the time, too. I can't remember the name of that group. But Mike Cross had a cover on it. We called it Linda, the Sweetheart of Our Junior High, but the name of the song, according to Mike Cross, was The Great Strip Poker Massacre. What a title. The Great Strip Poker Massacre. And I'm surprised that anybody remembered that. Anyway. Any other song requests, guys? Going once, going twice. We're not going to play, huh? And Aubrey was her name. You know, it's in my book over there. It's under A.
Red or black?
Black or yellow. It's not the red one. It's not the red one. The red one's songs I wrote. The red one is songs I wrote. The black one and the yellow one are songs I didn't write. Anyway, my baby girl used to request David Gates. If a picture paints 1,000 words, why can't I paint you? The words would never show the you I've come to know. Boy, I used to sing that when I could hit those high notes.
That's the one grandmother likes too, right?
Huh?
Didn't grandmother like that song?
She might like it, I don't know. While they're poking around over there, I want to do one more Jimmy Buffett song. You know, we've been doing, I almost did a tribute to Jimmy Buffett show, but I decided not to. I shall now do something a little more upbeat with Jimmy Buffett. What do you say? This is an interesting one. When I was playing the resorts at Kiowa and Seabrook and Wild Dunes and Hilton Head, I used to sing all manner of Jimmy Buffett songs, no matter what. And so I wrote the show to do 27 Jimmy Buffett songs, but I never did the show. But Buffett wrote this song. It's called Chanson pour les petits enfants. Chanson pour les petits enfants. Song for the children. Young Mr. Moon flew away in the night. His best friend Magnus, right by his side, soared through the Milky Way, counting the stars, once around Venus, twice around Mars. They spied an island, rise out of the sea, fell back to earth, just as free as you please. The children all gathered, church bells did ring, suddenly everyone started to sing. Chanson pour les petits enfants, chanson pour tous les morts. Chanson pour les petits enfants, chanson pour tous les morts. The queen of the island welcomed them in, asking them questions. Where they had been, she offered them chocolate, she offered them tea. They all took the seat in the top of a tree. Raccoon brought wine, raccoon brought fruit, raccoon brought wine, mice brought cheese. Beautiful birds floated by on the breeze. Out on the ocean, dolphin began humming a tune that soon covered the land. Chanson pour les petits enfants, chanson pour tous les morts. Chanson pour les petits enfants, chanson pour tous les morts. So young Princess Leia brought Carroll and Pearl, gifts to the travelers from some other world. Bush doctor mixed a magical spell, swore them to secrecy, never to tell. Young Mr. Moon flew away in the night, his best friend Magnus, right by his side. The sun was just rising to be home by noon, humming the words to this magical tune. Chanson pour les petits enfants, chanson pour tous les morts. Chanson pour les petits enfants, chanson pour tous les morts. Jimmy Buffett. Just when you think you know all of Jimmy Buffett, you learn another Jimmy Buffett. The outpouring on social media, to me, of course I'm involved in music, so that would slant my feed, Facebook feed. But the outpouring on social media after Jimmy Buffett died was totally unprecedented. You know, we lost Nancy Griffith, we lost John Prine, we lost Gordon Lightfoot, we lost, you know, this one, that one. But I've never seen anything like that, and it still goes on now. What else you got over there, Mo? We getting close.
Backup request.
She said she had a backup request.
I know you do this.
Yes.
Randy.
Ha!
I'll do your
I'll do it. I don't have the horn section, but I'll do
your
it.
doo-doos for you.
She says she'll do the doo-doos. She'll do the doo-doos. My baby girl wants to hear a song called Brandy. Who did it? Ah, that's one of our trivia questions that we use all the time on stage. I'll buy you a copy of what you're drinking if you will tell me who did this song. And you have to understand how many people got a free drink from the dummy old songwriter by looking at their phone. Cherry, thanks for this, but I couldn't reach that note if I had to.
Okay.
That one ain't gonna work right there.
Or I had a backup.
Give a picture. Looking Glass is the name of the band. Looking Glass. I'll give you a free drink as soon as I get off stage. Anyway, great song, and we were staying in Galway at the Park House Hotel, and there was a bar right across the street that had a live band, and we finished our show and it's too early to go to bed, and so I went over there, and this is one of the songs that they did. Very interesting and different arrangement. It was very recognizable, but at the same time, it was tight as it could be, just real tight. I didn't know you liked this song. Me too. There's a port on a western bay, serves 100 ships a day. Lonely sailor pass the time away, talk about their home. There's a girl in the harbor town, she works laying whiskey down. They say, Brandy, fetch another round. She serves them whiskey and wine. They say, Brandy, you're a fine girl, what a good wife you would be. Yeah, your eyes could steal the sailor from the sea. Brandy wears a braided chain made of finest silver from the north of Spain, and a locket that bears a name, the man that Brandy loves. He came on a winter day bearing gifts far away, but he made it clear he could not stay. No harbor was his home. He said, Brandy, you're a fine girl, what a good wife you would be. Yeah, my life, my love, and my lady is the sea. Brandy used to watch his eyes as he told his sailor stories. She could feel the ocean fall and rise. She could feel the rage and glory. Oh, but he had always told the truth. Lord, he was an honest man. Brandy does her best to understand. And at night, when the bars close down, Brandy walks through a silent town and loves a man who's not around. She still can hear him say, Brandy, you're a fine girl, what a good wife you would be. But my life, my love, and my lady is the sea. I don't do the doot and doo doos.
My favorite part.
She said that's her favorite part. I don't do the doot and doo doos. I don't do the doot and doo doos.
You didn't do this.
But I didn't. I was going to do it, but I didn't, did I?
You don't have your backup group.
I know. Doot, 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 doot. It would be nice, wouldn't it? You know, I told Cherry next June I'll be 70, and it'll be the 50th anniversary of my first gig. And so I've been thinking about putting together the doo-wop group. Bass, keyboards, horns, singing girls, dancing girls, the whole thing. You know? And why not? and have a big show, you know. Just pretend I'm Garth Feckenbrooks on steroids, you know.
The longer I think about it, the funnier it gets.
No break, no guitars.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Anyway, I probably will do something, if nothing but a live stream or something. But you know, the whole thing is, in the 1970s and 80s, you either Nashville and New York, you either turn the corner or you don't. And if you don't turn the corner, then you end up doing whatever you do, which is what I did, you know. But had I become James Taylor or Cat Stevens or somebody, had it worked, I would be doing a show, which is my show. I wouldn't be doing I wouldn't be doing Jimmy Buffett and so, unless I dang well wanted to. But that's the idea. Is I may do one show at least for live streaming to document it, with a full band and rehearse it and do one show, which is my show, you know. Oh, what song would I do? Do what?
Your own version of the Eras tour.
Yes.
All these different eras.
Yes. Well, we're getting ourselves out of here, guys. Cheers, cheers.
Shake your phone.
When I do my own show, I'll do this one. If I ever do my own show, I'll do this one. I grew up on this dirt farm. My front yard is a 40-acre field where I picked cotton as a boy. And I wouldn't change it for the world. When the cold wind pours down from the great northern mountains and rustles its way through the loblolly pine, it is warmed by the sun, it slows down to linger and take in the beauty of South Carolina. From mountain log cabins to sprawling plantations, from Sassafras Mountain to the Flatland PD, through old fields of cotton, sweet corn and tobacco, to the rice fields and the marshes on the old Combahee. Oh, South Carolina, these cold northern winters chill me to the bone. Oh, South Carolina, your prodigal son sure needs to come home. I was born in the Midlands, Kershaw County, out on the sandhills near the winding watery. I was raised up on hard work and reading the Bible, and that simple life sure brings back sweet memories. Oh, South Carolina, these cold northern winters chill me to the bone. Oh, South Carolina, your prodigal son sure needs to come home. The sun's coming up now across Carolina. The warm wind is whistling its way to the sea, across the low country in search of the ocean. And I tell you right now, boys, that's where I long to be. Oh, South Carolina, these cold northern winters chill me to the bone. Oh, South Carolina, your prodigal son sure needs to come home. Oh, South Carolina, if you're heading south, sir, can I tag along? Oh, South Carolina, your prodigal son sure needs to come home. That's my old South Carolina song right there. I wrote that on Hilton Head Island, 2008, in the middle of the housing crisis. I didn't give two hoots for the housing crisis. I was on Hilton Head. I was at Buzz's house. My friend Buzz put up the money for this River of Love CD in Nashville, and when I would play on Hilton Head, he said, "Come crash with me," and I wrote several songs there. Anyway, let's get ourselves out of here. What time is it? It's time. What do you want to hear there? Anything special, or shall I choose one?
Choose your gospel song.
Gospel song? All right. You know what I was thinking about doing was Pray for Me, but that's just about too sad after the one I just did.
Gary
And
Osteen's on, so
Gary's on.
do something for him.
Gary Osteen, my good buddy. Oakwood, Gary and Audrey. Gary goes back to the old days. We went to college together in North Georgia, the old church school, and of course, he's a minister now, semi-retired, and but they know the old songs just like I do. So let's do this one for Gary and Audrey. What do you say? North Carolina, the A.P. Carter family did this one, among many others. Who knows the A.P. Carter family? Mother Maybelle Carter was the mother of country music in the old days. This world is not my home, I'm just passing through. My treasures are laid up away beyond the blue, where many Christian friends have gone on before, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Over in Glory Land, there is no dying there. The saints are shouting victory and singing everywhere. I hear some voices there that I never heard before, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Oh Lord, you know I have no friend like you. If heaven's not my home, then Lord, what will I do? The angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Heaven's expecting me, that's one thing I know. I fixed it up with Jesus a long, long time ago. And he will take me through, though I am weak and poor, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Oh Lord, you know I have no friend like you. If heaven's not my home, then Lord, what will I do? The angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. I have a loving Father over in Glory Land, and I don't expect to stop until I can shake his hand. He's gone on before, waiting there at heaven's door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Oh Lord, you know I have no friend like you. If heaven's not my home, then Lord, what will I do? The angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. The angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Thank you, friends. I thought a good bit about it, and I would like to say thank you so much for supporting us and being here with us on the Monday nights. I will not necessarily be here at this time next Monday, but during the trip to Ireland, we will be live streaming from Matt Malloy's pub in the west of Ireland, in the town of Westport, and probably from the Bounty Bar in County Meath in the town of Trim, and maybe from Ballybuffet if Johnny Tanner can meet us there. So we will be live streaming also maybe some of the stops and the events and places we're going to see, some of the sightseeing stops. So who knows? Just keep in tune to our Facebook, and it's Facebook only for this tour. Now the other thing I will say is this. I couldn't decide what I could say or what I could sing when we're thinking about what's going on in the Middle East right now. Our hearts are with the Israeli people and what's going on. I think it's life-changing. One of the men, and it's culture-changing over there. As problematic as it has been over many years, it's all the more now. And one of the commentators described what happened Sunday as if you had 7 9/11s at one time. If you had 7 9/11s, when you're thinking about per capita, if you had 7 9/11s at one time, and if in addition to the attack you had hostages taken and other atrocities and war crimes, I don't know what to say or what to sing about that, except our hearts are with these wonderful people, and they are God's people, and we pretend to be God's people. And so let us continue to say their names and say prayers for God's people in that part of the world. That's all I'm going to say about that, and thank you, friends. Say a prayer for Israel. I'm going to take a break. Have a good night.